My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Disco Elysium. Alright, so I had a look at our tasks before I started this episode, and we still have Hardy and the pigs. Ask Hardy to take care of the pigs, the catatonic mess on the boardwalk. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, let's go out. So I don't know what line of conversation I still need to pursue. But clearly I haven't finished.
The Copper-nado is back. What do you want?
There's an old lady on the fish market, other side of the bay. She needs help.
What's that, Copper? You want us to help old ladies now?
You're the local law enforcement, aren't you? The lieutenant looks Titus in the eye. Helping troubled citizens should fall under your jurisdiction.
Yeah, we'll send someone out. Who is... Wait. It's the pigs, isn't it?
Yep, huh. He pushes up his cap.
God, poor lady. Don't worry, we'll handle this. I think she's got some family in Koran or something. Masters left her alone when she got sick. We've been getting complaints.
Hey, Eugene interjects. Wasn't Everart's B team looking for her the other day? He said something about I don't know, finding something?
Yeah, I think you're right, Gene.
Titus gives him a beer salute and then turns to you.
She have something of yours, pig?
I mean, the only other line of conversation I can pursue here is no. Nope, she didn't have anything of mine.
No? Well, whatever then, Copper.
Titus chugs his beer down and wipes his mouth. No, they totally said what was it. What was it? He's still thinking over in the corner. Anyone remember? The tattooed man scratches his head with his knuckles.
I don't remember. I was fucking drunk. Let me know if you can figure it out back there,
the big man says, turning to you.
Now, anything else we can help you with?
What's her name? Her real name? He takes his cap off and scratches his head.
Auntie LaPlante, we always called her. Some LaPlante?
Marianne, amigo, he says, pouring himself another drink. Marianne, amigo LaPlante. No, that's the funnier line. Marianne, amigo LaPlante. Fuck you, pig, he stands. The fuck are you playing at? Easy, Al, the man says soothingly. Don't let him get to you. Have one for Auntie LaPlante, huh?
Don't disrespect Miss LaPlante, Copper.
The big man finishes off a can.
She's good people. We all get a little crazy sometimes.
Who was she?
Was? Like before? Just an old lady. The kids moved away years ago. Never came to visit, never took her calls. She gets out every now and then.
He swells his beer.
She did right by a lot of us when we were kids. Always was a little off, but still.
Us kids? That must have been ages ago. She was better then. The children kept her together. How'd you get like this?
Get wanting to be a cop, you mean? Well, He
furrows his brow and thought.
Shit, I don't actually know. Anyone know why she started acting like a pig?
No fucking clue, the tattooed man shouts. It got me crazy. Who'd want to be a pig? Somebody wanted to set the world right before it ends. Ever think of that? More like who wouldn't. Cool uniforms, fast machines, piping heat, sign me up. Law enforcement is a respectable officer, sir. Or I can't but feel partially responsible for the unhealthy culture that poor woman latched onto. I'm sorry. The tattooed mech, it's mech, like the buried S, right? That's what we heard the pale driver say. Mech sinks into his seat, unsure how to respond. Yeah, you should be? The big man shrugs.
Whatever, cop. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of our own.
Where'd she get all the cop gear?
Dunno.
Titus says, shrugging.
She lives by the water. Shit washes up on the beach.
Police paraphernalia doesn't just wash up on the coast, people. It's not like we dump it at night. She bought it, collected it. Station 41. A man carries a crate of rusted, unused badges.
You think these would net us something at an annual auction?
The balding detective drags a comb futilely across his head. Shit, mate, who'd want those? Just dumping him a river. Of course, it's from our precinct. Thanks for helping us out with this one, Titus.
No problemo, cop man. We gotta take care of our mentally ill in Martinez, ain't that right, boys?
Sure enough. Eugene raises his glass in toast. We're the real heroes on these streets. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, I'm totally okay with that as long as she's taken care of. So, next, Victim tattoos. Ask another about the tattoo's possible meaning. I've done that for ages. I found nothing. Find the murder weapon. That's probably going to be like the end of the game. Getting the hang boot. Can't do that anymore. Spirit is eternal. Am I wearing the necktie? I am wearing the necktie. Determine where the shot came from. I have no way of accessing the island yet. Look for Ruby on the coast. Union and cryptology business might end when you do. I'll go talk to Everett one last time. Make Van Eyck's... This says this may take a while. Make his jam harder core. I don't really know how I'm going to do that right now. I'll walk past the church as I go back to the Feld mural building. And Joyce has already left. So yeah, I don't really have that much left there I can do. Let's have a look at the map, see if there's any like checks that I'm missing. Yep, none that I really want to do. Is there any capitalism I could engage in? Anything I could purchase? Definitely not with 14, I'll tell you that much. Hey, officer, got a minute? Sure, what's up?
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble?
Sorry, man, I can't disclose the facts of an official investigation to you. It's that bad. He lets out a whistle, looking about 10 years older suddenly. Man, what should I do? What should I do to help her? No need for you to do anything. The police are looking into it. The last thing I need is more civilians involved. I really don't know. I really don't know. Damn. I always warned her to watch herself. Man, nothing to do now, I guess. Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. What's the plan with those rhymes, actually? Anyway. Oh, you know. The thought lightens him up. Tommy Laham's gonna be a musician. Sprek Gazang, but with beats. I got a lot of free time on the road to hone my craft. The correct grammar is Tommy Lahom. Why Tommy Lahom? Tommy Lahom was already taken. He shrugs in a what can you do manner. My real name is Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better. It's more him. It's true. He's very Tommy. Actually, I had another question. That's all for now.
Make way.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, bud. Really wish I could help you more. Hey, can I tell you to fuck off again?
Looking for some?
Yeah, fuck off again. Yeah, right past the scabs. I mean, I don't really have much to say to Everett. Other than, I now know it's definitely a drug operation. But he's not going to care. He'd be like, Harry, of course it's a drug operation. Of course we're running it. It'd be worse if it wasn't the people doing it for the good of society, Harry. Don't you get bored? Don't you just want to get mad high from time to time, Harry? I never touched the stuff myself, Harry, but I'll gladly sell it to every single person who might. I'm certain. My hook for him is clearly saying Harry. By the way, like, I think it's the most obvious hook I have over the course of
Mr.
this.
Dubois, every worker, member of the board. How can I help you today?
I've just finished investigating the local drug trade. Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. He adjusts his glasses. You've got some spirit. Clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. I'll talk to the mayor and see if I can get you a key to the city, Harry. Now let's talk real business. Actually, Revachol doesn't have a mayor. He refuses to discuss it any further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him. Not a speck of anger in his voice. What's that then? All right. Well, at least I got a little bit of experience and a little bit of money out of it as well. But, yeah, last thing I can do is, like, go to the church. Well, a fell mural. Well, actually, hang on. Only my operations apparently with the zoologists and the Union will end after I encounter her. I don't think I need to go to the church. Also, I really don't think there's anything I can do at the church right now. And also, it did say it might take a while for me to do Egghead's thing. All right. I'm just gonna go straight to the Feld building. I also have 6 banked skill points right now. I actually should probably forget something like this and then pick up bankruptcy sequence or something. Guillaume Le Millon has psych learning caps increased by 1 and pain threshold. It's kind of good. Tom. Stopped obsessing about sexuality. I think I can get rid of homosexual underground now. The precarious world. Mostly, no, I want precarious world. All red checks will fail while I have that running at the moment, though. I might just want to read a book to get that one done. Is there anything else I can do as well? Date of birth generator. -1 difficulty to all physical passives. That's actually really important. Instant Indian Miracle. I can get rid of that. I've already unlocked all white checks. I have no ongoing bonus from it. Let's internalize the Searchlight division there. Mazovian socioeconomics, I want to keep this just as part of my character. I know that it's not probably a great idea to actually keep, statistically, but I think I should. Same with inexplicable feminist agenda, like +1 to empathy, -1 to electrochemistry. Not real. Rigorous self-critique. Again, like, these 3 are pretty core to, like, the character I'm building. Some of them I'm keeping for stats, some of them I'm keeping because it's just like, yeah, that's who my character is. Alright. I think what I'm gonna do is pop open a book and read to get both of those done very, very soon. What's the book that I can read the fastest as well? It's Primer for Small Kids, and then I have to remember the thing. So flip 211111 211111 space 211111 space 2. There we go. This won't take long, and I'll get 2 thoughts completed very, very early here. And then, actually, maybe we just get up bright and early tomorrow morning in order to do the main quest line. That seems about right. Let's get the other thought done as well. Actually, time's not no, time is passing. Good, we're fine. All right. Put the book away, and time to think those thonks. Searchlight division. You've sharpened your senses by being on the lookout for missing persons. Now that you notice more of what's happening around you, or now you notice more of what's happening around you, perhaps when you're done with this case, you can join the Searchlight division of the RCM and find every Revacholian that's ever gone missing without a trace. There's undoubtedly a backlog of such cases. Because you never know, the missing person could be just around the edge, barely out of sight. The precarious world. How not to lose? It's impossible not to. The world is balanced on the edge of a knife. It's a game of frayed nerves. You're pushed on by numbers and punitive measures, pain, rejection, and unpaid bills. You can either play, or you can crawl under a boat and waste away. Turn into salt or a flock of seagulls. Your enemies would love that. Or you can fight. The only way to load the dice is to keep on fighting. Critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. I mean, critical success and failure thresholds lowered by 1. I don't know what that's actually doing. I've got the Wumpty Dumpty Dom, and what's the other one giving me the experience right now? Yes, the actual art degree. I think I can probably get rid of the actual art degree at this point. But what? I do it for bankruptcy sequence? I don't think I care about bankruptcy sequence. I also don't care about Call to Mama Dakar. Okay. So we'll go to bed. We'll send Kim to bed as well. And then I will see if I can woo Lilian. Because that check got re-unlocked, didn't it? If not, I can just pump one into suggestion and try again. It's one of the only remaining white checks that I really want to do. But what if I have a bunch of them going to the final? Do I want that?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it.
All right. Kim, time for you to go to bed. By which I mean time for me to go to bed. Of course. Yes, that's what I meant the entire time. Kim? Haha, got him to go to bed. Perfect. Okay. Suggestion. Suggestion. Empty hands gives us better suggestion. None of my clothes are lowering my suggestion right now. I think there's like one thing in and amongst all of these that increases our signal blue coat. Yeah, I think it's just the signal blue coat that actually increases our suggestion at this point. Yeah, it is. All right. Is it going to be a 3% again?
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer?
Alcohol makes closeness connect. Let's be close. No, all right, fine. That makes sense. I'll just go to bed then. And to the shack. All right, so the next thing we do is just go straight to the Feld mural. Just another one of the words that was swimming around in my head at that point. Do we have another dream?
It's easier this time. Drifting off. Your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of the sea. Until there's suddenly light.
How many days have I been in Martinez already?
There are no days here. There are no weeks. Just black tape spinning on repeat until the end.
For now, a little while, you can.
Sleep without words or images.
When the pictograms and the hieroglyphs of the world return, they seem silent somehow. The alarm rings quietly too. You're ready.
Ready, but something is coming. It always is. What would be? Come on. Come on. Let's go. Up you get. There we go. Alright. Basically just off to the Felmural, right? I'm gonna check one thing. Yeah. She's not there. I was wondering if maybe, like, Joyce would return because I had the ability to actually tell her a thing to try and finish the mission. But it does seem like there's a little bit of scripting in this game that can be gotten out of order in such a way that it's not only uncompletable, but it stays in your journal forever. Which there is something to appreciate about that. Like an example would be in Pathologic, if you play as the Bachelor, Daniil Dankovsky. This is Pathologic 1. Then even when your main mission changes, your personal mission doesn't change until very, very, very late. Even though your personal, like, what you're doing is trying to prevent the plague stuff at that point. But your personal mission still doesn't change for a very long time. How do I get in here? Oh, there it is. Like, your personal quest log lists a quest you're not supposed to be doing at that point in time that isn't even the point of the gameplay at that point. And it's kind of making a point about how singularly focused Dankovsky is. I don't necessarily see that as a thing that's happening here entirely. All right. Having empathy in this is going to be pretty good, I think. So let's go get a Legend of Failure and Hatred. What would be a good shot? I don't need that Curus. The Ushanka is fine, but I think I'll probably take the Pipo for the extra stats right now. I like the Ushanka though. Yeah, hand-eye coordination and reaction speed are pretty good. I mean, I could get myself out in a lot of the farm gear. It does look kind of good. Half-light isn't really that good, though. I think reaction speed is going to be really important. That just seems quite likely to me. Okay. Final thing is this undershirt. +1 to drama, maybe? +1 to rhetoric, -1 to... And if it wasn't -1 to empathy, I'd probably wear that instead. +1 to drama, I think. Okay. That's going to be our outfit as we go and talk to you. Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive, white noise fills your skull. A strange pain like you've never felt before. Through the static, you hear a woman's voice. It's like 1,000 radio stations are blasted into your head all at once, but her words are the only clear ones you can make out.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse.
Says the shadowy figure by the machine.
Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance. But here we are.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike of agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency range is screaming directly into your neural pathways. Yeah, I'm not going to cover my ears. Damaged health. Yeah, alright. I'm going to have to heal quickly to prevent myself from dying. That's an awful decision. Why would you not want to shield yourself from it? It's an entirely new type of experience. Way worse than all the previous ones. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing the job. Tell her she's under arrest. Yell through the static. You're under arrest.
Really now? Check this out.
She turns the dial in her hand. You feel overwhelmed with a new surge of violent static. It feels like a blood vessel exploded in your brain. What's happening to me?
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field.
The explosion of static you're hearing, it's the Ulan frequency. I saw your equations. It's the Ulan frequency.
Saw my equations? You've been sniffing through my lorry, right? Well, I expected as much. Though I am a bit surprised you knew what you were looking at.
138841 3789 1303. You should probably check on him, Kim. That's what good partners do. Look back at Kim.
Right behind you, officer.
Eyes closed, the lieutenant's doubled over. He's still alive and breathing.
A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pail more manageable. With a lot of these, you can force a radio signal grid on the pail. Literally crunch the distance across it. Signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pail. People lose their minds in just a few years.
Sounds like she knew someone who used to man one of those stations, but she won't tell you about her. Huh. Interesting. Boy, you're one of those empathetic police officers. Boy, you're one empathetic police officer to have guessed even that right now.
So, what we are experiencing is a concentration of radio waves.
He gestures towards something with great effort.
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that doesn't have them. Needless to say, the frequencies used are out of this world. At the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you might be hearing some numbers. But you might also hear, or think you're hearing, local radio chatter.
She likes to tell you about the machine. Keep it talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose. What is the goddamn pail anyway?
The pail? It's the end of the world.
How did you get your hands on that thing?
I built it myself.
She nods towards her torture device.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah, way beyond.
She studies her death ray and the law officials trapped in it. Will I stay like this forever?
No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. It's a bit like walking out of a very confusing dream.
342-455-797 Terra Callis. Palen ara ore emite ni pilbs. Imute ometi ni pilbs mutudrik. 4464544829. Have you ever experienced the compressor yourself?
Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. Seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through.
This is all great, but let's talk about the man who was killed. Ow.
Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap instead. That's all there is to say about it.
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops, and herself as merely prey. Please, could you turn it down or something so I can ask you something?
If you've got something really important to say, you can do it through the white noise.
236-189-281. If you're looking for a deal on mattresses. 23567 329-710-473-02919. Oh, Rosalind! Oh, Rosalind!
Damn this.
The lieutenant clutches his head, grimacing.
God damn it.
She regards you and Kim with sudden sympathy.
Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
She steps reluctantly out of the shadows. The pain lessens. The gun she's carrying is a two-barreled front loader, not like the murder weapon. Well, it doesn't feel much better now, but you can form sentences. Thinking doesn't seem to hurt as much. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you can keep it distracted for long enough, maybe. Be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time. Pain threshold. Destroy the machine. I got a good chance at that. How did you know we were coming? I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while. By hiding bullets under floorboards? So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised. Her tone is bitter. She thinks she's being betrayed. She didn't rat you out, by the way. Isabel, the washerwoman. So nice, she says with a little smile. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back. As opposed to the other knives she's finding there now. Hardy, for one. Preparing for the worst? You're desperate, aren't you? I was. Before I caught you in my pale latitude compressor. I'm fine now. That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit. It was dark in the shack. The waves outside had calmed down. She looked at the loaded gun. Then she cracked the barrel open and took the bullet out. Not today. Did you shoot Lily? No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. No, I doubt that makes much of a difference to you. Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No. She hesitates. He wouldn't have broken first. Claudia, she's... Whoa! You're right, Claudia was the first to share her suspicions. Oh, she smiles sadly. I knew the kitten had claws, but not like this. But she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How'd you find me? Titus told me. It took some convincing. Ah, fuck. It took some convincing my ass. And those guys liked me. I know it. This is what happens to people whom people like. A dull despair is creeping into her voice. How the fuck do the rest of you get by? Does she mean that, like, you're not a person whom other people like? Wait, wasn't it you who called me the human can opener? It's not personal. I opened them up. I did, didn't I? And now you come for me, she scoffs. But fuck them all the same. That did make her forgive them. A little. I do it by asking questions, and I have some for you. Like what? She adjusts her grip on the gun. I already told you I didn't do it. A strong moral compass. She still wants to make the opportunity to make a case for herself. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself, rather. Would you say that Lely was a likable person? I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types. So you don't feel sympathy for the mercs? It's hard work. No. Did you feel protective of the Union? Yeah, sure. And I didn't like those wild pines setting in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here. She didn't hate him, okay? You don't feel a sympathy for mercs? It's hard work. Plenty of broken people who don't come with that kind of body count. Excuse me. Besides, they're paid well for what they do. I have other questions. I'm listening. Do you have an alibi for when Lely was shot? Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you. They did say you left to take a really long leak. 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm sure they also made some funny remarks about it. They always do. I've driven a lot of long haul and chugged a lot of beer, man. Can't do either without some power of mind over bladder. Anyway, that wouldn't have been enough time. Our investigation, wince from the pain, has shown that 15 minutes was just enough time to commit the murder. Wow, now I'm curious. Please explain. Play pinball much? No, not since I was 14 and hanging out in the diner in Dardan. Haven't been into low-risk, no-reward games since moving into the city. Why? There are some mysterious pinball machines in a pretty mysterious room in the Whirling. Yeah, and probably some ghosts from the time of the suzerain. I'm not interested in supernatural mysteries. Wait. What kind of mysteries interest you then? Not murder mysteries either, if that's what you're thinking. She looks at you impassively. Sorry, she looks you in the eye impassively, making it clear that she's not planning to comment on the matter any further. Okay, what about elevators? Do you like elevators? The fuck do elevators have to do with anything? Do you or don't you? Not particularly. Not even quaint old rickety ones? I'm not really into old shit for old shit's sake. God damn it. Lieutenant grabs his head. So, you know she's not an antiques enthusiast. Not my jurisdiction, man, but it also doesn't sound like she used that secret route. Not at all. Look, there's a secret route, secret way from the ground floor of the Whirling to the roof. Don't know it, but also, she frowns, studying your face, evaluating your competence as a police officer. that the shot couldn't have come from the roof, or we all would have heard it downstairs.
She has a point there. No one mentions.
The pain stops him from finishing the sentence. That didn't go super well. You gotta lay out something better for her. You have a gun. And I see it's a front loader. Do you have another gun somewhere?
Sure don't.
A breech loader? No? Where'd you get it? The gun store? What gun store? Trigger Happy Jacks. That doesn't sound like the name of a real store. What did you think? That I'm gonna squeal on my gun suppliers? Sorry, I'm not that kind of gal. I can't quite tell what kind of gun it. No, I already know that. I don't know. I know you don't like old things, but do you sell antique rifles on the side? Never really got into weapons trafficking, especially not old weapons. They break too often. You don't want unhappy customers among gun collectors. There's other evidence I want to talk to you about. Yeah, evidence. Do you like to hang on rooftops? Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Classia's rooftop? Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna. What's so great about the antenna? It's very powerful. I use it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared for your arrival. Is that the only reason you hung out on the roof? The view's pretty bomb too, but you might say the antenna was the main attraction there. Yeah, along with Clausia. So you're sure you didn't shoot the merc from the roof? Yes, I'm sure. And anyway, as I said before, the shot would have had to come from afar. Did you leave any flowers for Clausia on the roof? No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style. These weren't just flowers, they were symbols of the revolution. Okay, so now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on. Was that pity? For you? She sees you're grasping at straws here. But Clausia was mourning. I never did understand why when someone dies, a hothouse worth of flowers has to die too. Okay, so you didn't leave Maybells, conclude. No, I didn't. You're running drugs through the Union. I've been to your lorry. She shakes her head slowly. So Heart of Gold Tommy fucked me over too. Never trust a musician. That really comes as a blow to her. No, he didn't. I found my own way in. Okay, great. You got into my lorry on your own. What now? You gonna arrest me for drug trafficking? A bitter smile. Beneath it, she's relieved Tommy didn't betray her. You had a financial incentive to kill the merc. Man. It's to get away from all the murderous shit that I left Jamrock, my previous employer, for the Union. The lieutenant is unable to articulate his question. She deliberately avoided naming the mob she works for. You might be able to find that out later. She turns the knob down a millimeter, then continues. I got lucky being a dispatcher. Never had to do any of the really dirty work myself. This gun, she glances at it, has only been used for self-defense against serious scum. There, it's gonna be easier to reach the machine now. But you're threatening us with it. Based on what I heard about you, you are serious scum. She responds, holding your gaze. Really? There's a sinister note in her voice. Even with the gun and compressor, she's afraid of you. Okay, let's take a step back. Yeah? Where? More questions about doing before doing anything. Who killed the merc if it wasn't you? How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when it got to him. There hasn't been any useful gossip on the radio. Those rings around her eyes, her tired voice, she's been staying up late listening to conversations crisscrossing Martinet.
Police, dear, you've been following the case?
Who hasn't? She shrugs. You know, I can still see him there, in Classia's room, lying on his side. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look like he'd been dead for a good long while. What happened Sunday night? Tell me your version. She eyes you warily, as though gauging your sincerity.
It's okay. We just want to...
He struggles to finish his sentence. Alright, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardys and the boys over a few beers, like I said. Then Clausia comes in, all pale and shuddering. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves, so I grab a seat next to her. Wait, did she also seem high to you? Oh yeah, super, but I didn't think much of it at first. I've seen her party pretty hard before. Clausia, you said You knew something was wrong immediately. Claudia said you knew something was wrong immediately. No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. Wouldn't be a first to her. But no such luck. She was in some deep shit. She asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah. You made it look like he'd been hanged. How'd you manage to come up with the plans so quickly? What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea. She looks shaken. But she wasn't surprised to be ratted out. But frames? Her idea? Yeah. In cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself when we got up there. It's like she was a different person. The party girl was gone. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck to fake lividity. Then she dressed him while I went to get the Hardy Boys. Claudia knew exactly what she was doing. You can't remain calm under pressure otherwise. I don't believe you. I really don't care which one of us you think was more at fault for the lynching. Neither of us killed him, though. How can you be sure Claudia didn't kill him herself? As I keep telling you, cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot, nothing. But even if this is true, the lieutenant forces himself to finish the sentence. Weren't you worried the lynching might lead to war? She purses her lips. The thought crossed my mind, but the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way. Although, the way things are going, she doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt. She shrugs. Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me. If you didn't kill him, why hide? I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn La Puta Madre agent. So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop. What do you mean, La Puta Madre agent? She looks at you quizzically. Yeah, you. Everyone says you're peony. You're his peony. His human can opener. Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant mumble something to himself. Fucking hell. And why me? You hear through the white noise. It's very bad, suddenly. Felt like a vein exploded. Bullshit, you're trying to... Wince grotesquely. Throw me off. No one says that. Oh yeah, they do. The cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn death ray waiting for you? If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too. Tell me, what's my name? If you know that about me, you must know my name. Aria Dubois, she replies quickly. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and the funny tie. Agent to La Puta Madre. Did someone mention a fucked up tie? Hardcore bullshit. You're too crazy to be corrupt. So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the take. Criminals make up boogeyman stories about cops all the time. All of this just means you're effective. Criminals know you and they're scared of you. I don't know, it sounds pretty convincing to me. La Puta Madre, I've heard of La Puta Madre. He's dangerous, right? Is that a joke or a threat? I'm guessing both. No, that was a real question. Yeah, sure. She doesn't believe you. I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough. What did you do to this Madre anyway? You've been to my lorry. You think the biggest player in Jamrock appreciates competition? She pauses. And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair. Fucking Titus. She's not gonna change her mind that easily. She still perceives you as a threat. Wait. One thing. Possibly small, but she says you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something. When I came here into town, was there anyone with me? Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway? I don't know what happened to them. Sure you do. I bet they're outside, waiting. She looks at the tunnel behind you. I guess I'll take my chances. Who was in the squad? Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. She nods towards the lieutenant. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys look pretty buff. Lady wasn't bad either. What else can you tell me? One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde, had a brooding something or other about him. And the woman was the only one in the uniform. All were carrying. So it's Jean and it's the other, it was the cops that actually came to visit me. They came to check up on the case, I think. That sound about right? No idea who these people are, literally. Satellite Officer Vic Mare looks out of the window grimly and then puts his coffee down and turns to Patrol Officer Mignot.
We can take a room in the Whirling and go home for today.
Let's go home, Jean. Nothing's going to happen today. She responds quietly. Jean takes his blonde wig off.
Call Hiddleston. He can give us a ride.
Yeah, that's right. I was just testing you. They're outside with guns. No, I think I know them. They're in Martinez. Friction like that.
Please don't leave me here. Please, Celise.
Fantastic. I've got to get on the road. Then you can go find your friends. Unless there's anything pressing you want to ask me. Do you know anything about the bunker next door?
What bunker?
The communist hideout back there. Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure not gonna. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to. Her voice trails off into white noise in your head. Feels like an aneurysm approaching. Le Ramburde. Starburst and sunshine. 24 degrees centigrade. And if I destroy the machine, she's gonna shoot me. Get it. You did it! The compressor line's broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell, but... Whisper over your shoulder. You okay, Kim? Lieutenant hunches, recovering. All good, officer. Be careful. She looks at the machine, assessing the damage. Her hand trembles. Ah, fuck it. She puts the barrel of the gun in her mouth. I think I have to go for the rhetoric roll immediately. Convince her to put the gun down. You should know the words to say. You've been here before, so why is it not coming to you? Why am I standing here like an idiot? Because you've been going around pointing a gun at yourself, trying to answer the same question in vain. Her finger squeezes the trigger now. But she doesn't deserve to die like this! A smirk crosses her face as she watches you stand there mute. Then she exhales sharply, shakes her head, and pulls the trigger. You watch as her brains trickle out through her neon hair. God. Fuck. The lieutenant stands there, motionless, watching the blood pool in the sand. Get a hold of yourself. He needs your support now, too. She killed herself. I failed to talk her down. Lieutenant Jeffrey Dubois, he intones, control your emotions. We did our job. This won't be the worst thing that happens on this case, believe me. You can't let this break you. There's no coming back from this one. It'll stay with you. In the nightmares. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Okay, you said it. You needed to say it. Now it's been said. He says in a slow, measured voice. We need to clean up. No, I'm done. I'm not a cop anymore. Police officer responsible for suicide of suspect renounces the RCM. Today, Officer Harriet Dubois, formerly a lieutenant of the Citizens Militia of Revachol, I imagine, gives a candid interview in which he renounces the militia, his years of service, most of which he doesn't remember, and his own actions on the force. I'm no longer a cop. I wish I never was. No one should be, says Dubois, who's fallen on hard times after resigning. Fuck the RCM. Fuck duty, he adds. Continues on page 4. Now that could be the canon end for my character. And honestly, if I was playing alone, I would be very tempted for that to be the canon end for my character. But I'm way too curious to see all of the other stuff as well. This might actually end up being a good thing. Having gotten an end state there. Oh, no, don't you dare. It's okay. I can redo all of that in between now and the next episode. I'll start the next episode getting to that encounter and that same role. For the moment, though, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Disco Elysium. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.